It's Bo time. Hurry into Bojangles for 2 scratch-made sizzling sausage biscuits for just $4. 1 bite and you'll want breakfast for dinner. Good thing we serve savory sausage biscuits all day. But this 2 for $4 deal won't last forever. It's Bo time.
We are Lions. We bring hope where it's needed. Support causes that matter. Change lives. Change communities. Change the world. Visit lionsclubs.org to learn more.
At Shemtech,
I'm gonna climb me a mountain. I'm gonna ride down the river. See corn on the meadow, blueberry jelly on the vine. There's a little country church brings me closer to my Savior. Little bit of heaven, a whole lot of love left behind. I'm gonna climb.
Well, good morning and welcome to Rise and Shine, Franklin County. And now I mean to tell you that sun is shining out there this morning. Got right in my eyes when I was turning into Webster Road, but it's a nice day. It was 59 degrees this morning when I looked at the temperature. I think it came up to about 63 before I got here, but it kind of called for a little longer sleeve this morning because it's a little cool out there. This morning felt like kind of fall was here, but not yet, not yet. It's not here yet. Well, boy, did we have a big weekend. Gosh, all the things that were going on. They had packed the bus, and we're going to have Dr. Sears here in a little bit to maybe tell us about that. If they have reported to him, it was tax-exempt weekend. I know everybody was out shopping, getting supplies to go back to school. We had, what else was going on? Oh, yes, the big thing up at Wade Park. I haven't heard. I know it was raining some where they said, come on and get muddy, and I bet they did at the Farm Strong. I'm anxious to hear how that went. I didn't get to go. And we had just so much going on this past weekend. And now I would be amiss if I did not mention this. The Smith Mountain Lake Boomer Band played at the Harvester last night. We didn't, it wasn't last night, it was at 3 o'clock yesterday, and this was to benefit Helping Hands, I'm Nuts, Helping Hands, and Stepping Stone Soup Kitchen, and the Warming Shelter. Now, these are all nonprofit organizations, and the Boomer Band only plays for charity. But if you miss this concert, you miss, it even got Joyce up on the dance floor. This fella came by and he said, come on, let's dance. And I said, I've got a peg leg. He said, doesn't matter, come on. So that was the first time I got up and shook a leg as Stacey Talley and I. She is the director of the Stepping Stone Soup Kitchen, and she was on our show talking about this a couple weeks ago, and we were talking about having the dance floor. And boy, did everybody in Rocky Mount, probably people from Smith Mountain Lake that came to support them, that place was rocking. I want you to know. And that band is absolutely fabulous. They only play for charity events, so just keep your eye out, because I think probably after this first of the year, we're going to have them do something for, well, I'm going to keep it a surprise. I'm not going to say. But these ladies and gentlemen were absolutely fabulous. Played the songs that, from the 50s, 60s, and 70s. They also, when they started playing Pretty Woman, I looked at my boyfriend and he looked at me. That was the first dance we ever danced to 8 years ago. So, yep, we were up on the floor dancing to Pretty Woman. It was so much fun. Lots of things were raffled off. A friend of mine's granddaughter won the big TV, and I'm hoping that they made lots of money. I know we spent lots of money on raffle tickets and just tips for the band. So it was absolutely fabulous. If you ever hear they're playing somewhere, go hear them, because trust me, you will not be sorry. Well, coming up tomorrow evening is National Night Out. And we've been talking about this for some time. We're going to have, it starts at 6 o'clock now. It's calling for rain tomorrow. I don't know that they have a rain date. I have not heard, but I will find out. Well, tomorrow night's the thing. Well, it's from 6 to 8 at the high school, Franklin County High School. There will be displays on the parking lot where the buses park. And then over in Central Gym, you will have your nonprofit set up. Nothing there costs money. It's all free. I think Little Caesars. There will be free pizza. There will be hot dogs. There's going to be popcorn. There's going to be free water, icy pop, lemonade, I do believe. But anyway, everything is free. You don't need to bring your pocketbook, because everything that they're giving it away. And we had so much fun there last year, and we got to see like the big boats where they do the rescue on Smith Mountain Lake, the fire trucks. I think the helicopter from Crowley is going to land on the football field, and all the kids are getting so excited. This big kid would get excited about that. And so that is, we do want to support that, and that is being brought to us by our police department, the Office of the Sheriff, the Virginia DWR, Virginia State Police, Rocky Mount, Franklin County Fire, and EMS. So it'll go out tomorrow night from 6 to 8 p.m. at Franklin County High School and support that. We're going to take a short break from one of our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
It's bow time. Hurry into Bojangles for 2 scratch-made sizzling sausage biscuits for just $4. One bite and you'll want breakfast for dinner. Good thing we serve savory sausage biscuits all day. But this 2-for-4 deal won't last forever. It's bow time.
We are Lions. We bring hope where it's needed. Support causes that matter. Change lives. Change communities. Change the world. Visit lionsclubs.org to learn more.
At Shentel, we understand our first responsibility is to provide you with fast, reliable internet at reasonable prices. That's why we're excited to offer Powerhouse from Shentel, new faster internet packages that are more affordable than ever. Powerhouse packages are designed to provide that peace of mind you want. Choose between 4 simple, hassle-free internet packages. When just a few people use your network regularly, 50 megabits per second, our lowest Powerhouse speed, is probably more than enough. Priced for your budget and still faster than what most other providers can deliver. 50 megs not quite enough? Bump up to 150 to make sure no one buffers. And for the multi-user, multi-device, heavy gaming video streaming household, we offer an enhanced speed package of 300 megs. But since your needs change daily, you have the option to push your network to the max with the top tier that reaches speeds up to a gig. That's 1,000 megs per second. We've heard you, and we know you want value. Powerhouse helps you get the most out of your internet with easy-to-understand rates that are just plain better. Combine these incredible new speed packages with our amazing unlimited data option and surf, stream, and download to your heart's content. Powerhouse is the result of Shentel's hard work to expand and upgrade our network. We made sure to build it to fit your needs right now and continue to make improvements so it'll be strong enough for your future. Learn more about Powerhouse at Shentel.com. Make the switch and turn your house into a powerhouse today.
Well, welcome back to Rise and Shine. We have a guest with us, and we're going to get right into what he came to talk to us about this morning. I'm going to let him introduce himself. He is kind of a familiar face to Cable 12, but we're going to let him introduce himself, and then we're going to talk about, well, what he knows more about than I do, okay? That's probably a lot. All right. Good morning.
Good morning, Joyce. I'm Kevin Sears, Superintendent of Franklin County Schools. Thank you for having me out again this morning.
Thank you so much for coming this morning. I got to thinking, you know, it's the 1st of August, and it won't be long till the little darlings will be back.
Yes, it's that time of year, and thankfully the weather is breaking and it's starting to feel like fall, so hopefully that'll stay with us for a while after that long heat spell we've had this summer.
I mean, I had plants that I had water on. They literally baked on my deck.
Yes, we had the same thing in our yard.
Just made me sick because I had a butterfly and a hummingbird bush, and they did get to enjoy it for a while, but they literally just sat there, and I watched them just dry up. And I'm like, well, I got water on them. I watered them. But they, so we moved one of my plants to the front porch, and it did survive. So I've got 4 that survived the heat. But anyway, listen, we hope it's not going to be that hot when we have the beginning of school. We hope it will cool down.
Yes, that would be nice. Of course, we have all our administrators are in training this week. That's what we do to get everything finalized before the students return. Our teachers return next Thursday on August 14th, and then the students have their first day back on Thursday, August 21st. So we are getting close to the start of school. We've got the freshman orientation at Franklin County High School on Monday, August 18th, and then all of our elementary schools and the middle school have their open houses on Tuesday, August 19th from, I think it's from 11 to 6.
Yes, it is. And that is also business day, correct?
Yes, that's open house business day, yes.
Okay. So if you have a child that has, like at the Giroux Center, you'll come get your schedule, you can meet your teachers, pay any fees that you owe.
Yes.
And so, yes, it is from 11 to 6. I'm glad they have those hours because a lot of people that work till 5 o'clock, it was hard. They couldn't get there. So coming in a little later, staying a little later, that works well.
Yes.
I get to be there. I get to go back and work today.
Well, great.
Oh, it's wonderful when I go in and get to see all the people. I was there a couple days helping Tara get stuff going for the beginning of the year, and it was just so much fun. But then I thought, but it's fun being retired too.
Yes.
Okay, right. So let's look. We got lots going on before school starts. So the children will be back on the 21st. Then on the 18th, you have got, is that freshman orientation?
Freshman orientation at the high school. And I'm not certain on those hours, but it should be on the high school's website if anyone would like to check it out, see when that starts.
They've started something new with kindergarten, like at Boone's Mill, haven't they?
Yes, we, because many of our kindergartners have not been to preschool and they struggle with the routines and walking in lines, we have a staggered start time for kindergarten and pre-K. where half come one day and half come another. And we do that for a few days just so the teachers aren't trying to work with 21 kids at a time to teach them some of the basic things like how to get in line, how to get your tray at the, the lunch counter, and all of those things that take a little bit of time for kids to learn when they first start school. So
Now, this will be in all the elementary?
yes, it will be in all the elementary schools.
Okay, hey, that's a great idea. I was talking to my neighbor last night, and her little girl starts to school this year, and she had been going to like daycare, so she had been daycare at the Y, so she had been used to some of these things. But I think that's a great idea. Makes it easier for the teacher to maybe work with half those kids than to have to work with all 21.
Yes, yes.
That's a fantastic idea.
And it helps the kids feel a little better getting eased into the routine and not been thrown into a large group, the first day of school.
We didn't have kindergarten when I came through school. I didn't have phonics either. My daughter got to, I think it was 3rd grade. I asked her teacher, do I need to go take phonics now? And she said, no, Joyce, it'll be okay. You don't have to. So me, sometimes trying to pronounce something, I feel like maybe I should have gone back and learned it back when I was 36, something like that. Well, that's great. Well, we had packed the bus this past weekend. I'm sure it's probably way too soon for you to hear how that went, but I'm sure it went wonderfully. I didn't get to go, but I will make a donation. I'll just make a monetary donation. They can get a gift card with it, because I know they do come in handy during the year when you have something come up that you might need. Those gift cards do come in handy. Okay. How is the HVAC program they're doing at the middle school?
They are still slightly ahead of schedule, so we're in good shape to get everything wrapped up in the final year of the project, which, is this coming school year. So I feel like at the start of next school year, we should have everything back to normal, be back on our regular calendar that allows us to finish the first semester before winter break. And hopefully everything at the middle school will be shiny and new for the start of the next school year.
Okay. Well, something went right off the top of my brain. I was going to ask you. Will they keep the pods there? Will they be used, or will they be removed after this project is finished?
The mobile units will be removed. Yes,
Okay.
They were just leased for the length of time that this project is going on.
Okay. I know a lot of people enjoyed
Yes.
those.
They were nice classrooms for they're much nicer than what the old mobile units were, which were just a trailer with paneled walls. These had tiled floors and bathrooms inside the units, and the classrooms were large and had a lot of natural lighting in them. So the design in mobile units has improved dramatically over the last 20 years.
That's great. Well, having lit light in a room is very important. I have realized that. I took one of the bulbs out of I have lights on my fan, and I'm like, I don't know if it's just me or what, but I don't see as well as I used to. And I went to the eye doctor, and I've got to have surgery. I had my cataract surgery, but then sometimes scar tissue will form over that.
Yeah.
And they have to go in there with a laser and just kind of boop it and disperse it. So I got to have that done.
Yeah.
So it wasn't all in my brain. I couldn't see as well. But I took a bulb out. I told Bill, I'm going to go get 60 watts instead of 40 watts. Appalachian will love me that I make all the lights brighter in the room. But I have a problem when I'm getting dressed. I don't know if it's navy blue or black. Then I get out in the sunlight. I'm like, well, it's not what I thought it was. Well, that's not talking about school at all. Always have to throw something in. Anything else that you can think of?
Yes, something new we're doing this year. Every community in Virginia has been asked to create a VA 250 committee to come up with ideas to celebrate the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm on the committee here in Franklin County, and we've got a great group of people, and we meet monthly and try to work on different ways that we can honor the history of our country and honor those who've served. And so on the school side, we're working on a couple different projects. And the first one of those will be on Friday, September 12th. We're doing a Veterans Appreciation Night at the home opener football game against Patrick Henry High School, where all veterans and one guest will be given free admission to the game. And They'll be recognized on the field before the start of the game, and then on the county side, they're working on securing food so we can feed those veterans and their guests a dinner after that recognition. It'll probably just be hot dogs and chips, things that you can cook regular ball game fare, but we want to provide them with a little something extra too at that game.
You know, when you see these guys with their hats on, the veterans of such and such war, and you say, thank you for your service. And I have also started saying, thank you for your sacrifice, because these veterans, these armed forces, ones that are serving now, they give up so much to keep us safe. I mean, they miss the time with their family, they miss anniversaries, childbirths, birthdays, Christmas, Thanksgiving. And so not only thank you for your service, but thank you for your sacrifice. I was telling Bill about this. I had read about this was going to go on. And I'm like, well, because Bill was in the Air Force. So he tells people, they say, what did you do? He said, if I tell you, I'll have to kill you. So he doesn't, he worked in some kind of security in Germany. I'm not sure what it was. He don't even tell me. I probably wouldn't understand it if he did. Well, that's wonderful. I just think that's great. And it's so, the flag and our independence is so important to me. And so I think this is great that we're doing this. If there's any way I can help, then you let me know, because we'll advertise it on Cable 12 to let people know. And we'll advertise this too. So they'll be recognized at halftime?
No, before the game.
Before the game.
Yes, we'll do a recognition before the game. Everyone who is able will ask to come down and line up on the field. And those who may not be able to get down the stairs on the field, we'll have a designated space for them as well to be recognized.
Okay. All right, all the veterans before the game, and then a kind of a snack dinner.
Yes.
Okay. And I think the very next day is the first Ferrum football game.
Okay, I have not looked at their schedule yet.
I always go and take brownies. We get to set up with in the president's box. I always take brownies for them to, and I always send up to Cable 12. They're up above us, so I always send them up a snack too. Yeah, well, I think that's wonderful. I just, I'm looking forward to this, our 250th anniversary.
Yes. The other event that we're working on the school side, we put together a committee with representatives from the elementary, middle, and high school, and we're planning a Living History Day, most likely for our 4th grade students. And it's still in the very early planning stages at this point, but we would like to give them an experience similar to going to Williamsburg, what life would be like in Franklin County at the time of the American Revolution. So hopefully we'll be able to get a few reenactors to come and put on a really good program for those students.
Great. You know, Nancy Urand, that's the head of the DAR, she's on our Lions Club. Nancy would be a good one to get involved with this.
Yes, and she may be on the committee. I cannot remember everyone's name who's on it, and folks are, well, we've been meeting twice a month, so not everybody attends the same meeting too. Just recently it changed to once a month.
I'll ask her. I'll see her soon. So I'll ask her. And what our Lions Club did, we partnered with Walmart, and there was a request out for personal items for the people, for the students at Franklin County High School. So we went shopping at Walmart and bought like shampoo, body wash, deodorant, toothbrushes, toothpaste, some feminine products. So we're going to present those to Miss, the lady that's head of it. I always forget her name. It's the lady that's over the cheerleaders. We're going to do that on the 12th.
Yes, Miss Lopez.
Yes. Yeah, we're going to meet, and we hope to have some media there, because we like for people to know our Lions Club is out and about and we're doing things.
Yes.
We might be small. I say our club is small, but we have a mighty roar. So I'm always out there looking for members for our Lions Club too. So anyway, we'll be doing that. And we got like 2 buggies full of stuff, and she was just tickled to death because not a lot had been coming in. And I know from working in the school system, there are kids that don't have these things. And so, I mean, even a bar of soap sometimes, deodorant comes in handy, and their fellow students appreciate it. I know that from, like I said, working in the school system. Well, this is wonderful. It's so exciting about these things that's coming up, and I'm sure I'll be there on September the 12th. I love to cheer. I used to have, when I was from Clifton Forge High School, and I had this little pin that has rah-rah on it. It has a little football hanging on it. And every time I'd wear that pin, we won. So I'm gonna have to dig that out. I still have it. I mean, that's an antique, trust me. I don't even remember now where I got it. But anyway, I'll dig out my football pen. That's a good idea. All right, well, this is exciting. The students will be back in school on the 21st, but on the 19th, it's kind of open house. So you can go and take care of your business from 11 to 6, and that's such a great thing for people that work till 5 o'clock. And when they don't have to get out so early too, when
Yes.
it starts at 11. And then freshman orientation on the 18th, and we can bring to you later what those hours are. And then the exciting day on the 21st when those little darlings will be back. That's what
Yes,
I call
it's
them.
always a good day to get the kids back in school.
Oh, parents are glad too.
Yes, I'm sure. We're all glad. Yes.
Yes. Well, hey, if you don't have an education, you're sunk. And when I started to work in the Franklin County School System 22 years ago, I saw this big poster. This is when Mr. Giroux was superintendent. And so many people in Franklin County had signed this that they would not hire you unless you had a high school diploma or the equivalent of GED. And it's just so important to get your education. And it's so important to learn how to read.
Yes.
I used to sell World War encyclopedias and read. If you can't read, you can't do anything. You can't do your math. You can't do your geography, nothing if you can't read. And comprehending is another important thing. And in school, I made good grades, but they had reading. Back then, we had a big box, and you might remember this. You're not as old as I am, but we had a big box and it had all these little books in it. And if you didn't make good grades, you were in that reading program. Well, I made good grades, but I'd love to have been in that reading program. Thinking back, hindsight, was better than foresight, and I was just a kid. But I don't comprehend like I should. I may have to read something 2 or 3 times to get the gist of it. So, oh well, too late. No, I can't say it's too late now. Nope, can't say that. Hey, there's still hope for me. I told, I was speaking with a lawyer, and I told him I was going to go to Ferrum College and take their legal course up there, because I might like to be a paralegal in my next life. And he said, aren't you already? I'll write him little notes and give him some advice on things. I'm sure he appreciates that. Maybe not. Oh, Dr. Sears, I'm so glad you came in this morning and bring us up to date on what's going on in the school system. And I'm sure we'll be having somebody from the school board and from the schools probably starting in September.
Yes.
I wrote Cindy a note.
Okay.
So she would jiggle her memory since it's been summer for a couple of months. But we always, it's so exciting when these principals come in and sometimes they bring some of the kids.
Yes.
It is so exciting what they're doing and the imagination. I met the new principal from Ferrum Elementary.
Yes.
She was on a couple of weeks ago with Miss Talley. And it's just so wonderful to hear what they have. I mean, when I was in school, we didn't have anything going on like these. The imagination that they have to do things with these kids. I went to my 1st through 4th grade, I was in a one-room school. This was in Glen Wilton, Virginia. And in 1959, they consolidated the schools, and we would have had to go on to Eagle Rock. So my mom didn't want my older sister to have to ride all the way to James River. That was a good ways from Glen Wilton.
Yes.
So we moved to Clifton Forge, so we would have been right there in the town schools. But, I mean, like I said, we had one teacher. We had 4 grades in one classroom, but we didn't have kindergarten. It was just 1st through 4th grade. And she taught all 4 of them. In the winter, I didn't have a great education because I was learning what 4th graders were learning in addition to what the 1st graders were learning. I didn't do too bad. I can only remember I had to stay in one time, and I didn't read my lesson. I didn't know. They don't have these anymore. But years ago, on the back of tractor trailers, you would see a chain hang down, and it would bop along on the road as that truck drove along. Do you know what that was for?
No.
Static electricity. It took out the static electricity.
Okay.
And I didn't read my lesson. I didn't know what that chain was for, and I had to stay after school. The next time was for talking. Can you imagine?
I imagine that, yes.
Dr.
I think
Martin.
anyone who knows you could imagine that would have been the case.
Well, you know what? When I have a guest that doesn't show up and I have to sit here and talk for 45 minutes, it comes in handy.
Yeah, you're a natural conversationalist.
Well, thank you. I said, when my son was in school, he says, Mom, so-and-so doesn't like to call you because you never get off the phone. Oh, well, comes in handy.
Yes, it does.
Dr. Martin doesn't call me the mouth of the South for nothing. Well, thank you so much for coming out early this morning. I know you've got a meeting coming up here shortly. So anyway, we're going to take another short break and hear from our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
Our roads and highways are busier than ever.
With tractor trailers and large company vehicles.
While most truck operators are responsible drivers,
Accidents do occur, resulting in catastrophic injuries and fatalities. At Crandall & Cott, our specialized team is highly skilled at obtaining the maximum compensation.
if you've been injured, call the law firm that cares.
Call Crandall & Cott today for a free consultation.
It's bow time. Hurry into Bojangles for 2 scratch-made sizzling sausage biscuits for just $4. 1 bite and you'll want breakfast for dinner. Good thing we serve savory sausage biscuits all day. But this 2-for-4 deal won't last forever. It's bow time.
Hello, Franklin County. It's Doug Williams with Budget Blinds. And we're your turnkey solution to all your window covering needs. I hope you're watching Franklin County Cable 12 Sports, where we bring to you the umpires and the officials each and every week. And every time a bad call is made, that is brought to you by the blind guys. Is this year you're building that new house? How about adding on that sunroom you've been talking about? Well, here at Budget Blinds, we're here to help. The consultation is free, we do the work, and it's all backed by our 5-year, no questions asked warranty. This year, let the blind guys help you see the possibilities.
When it's time to celebrate the life of someone special, turn to Connor Bowman Funeral Home. With 2 full-service facilities, we offer professional care and service to our community. 100% owned and operated, offering you the traditional historical Lynch Connor Bowman and Franklin County's most modern and newest facility on 220 North. We can assist you with pre-arranged funerals, and we house an on-site crematory. We can come to your home to make arrangements and pre-arrangements. We offer the release of 1 white dove, 1 memorial video, and video of the service if held in one of our chapels at no cost to you. Connor Bowman Funeral Home, Rocky Mount and 220 North.
Doyle Custom Embroidery is your family-owned, faith-based choice for custom embroidery, screen printing, and heat printing right here in Franklin County. If you want to improve your business's image, promote your event, or just create your own custom product, then Doyle Custom Embroidery is your choice. We can embroider anything that will hold a stitch. Check out our huge selection of quality products at dcestore.com. And remember, we'll keep you in stitches.
Our roads and highways are busier than ever.
With tractor trailers and large company vehicles.
While most truck operators are responsible drivers,
Accidents do occur, resulting in catastrophic injuries and fatalities. At Crandall & Cott, our specialized team is highly skilled at obtaining the maximum compensation.
if you've been injured, call the law firm that cares.
Call Crandall & Cott today for a free consultation.
We are Lions. We bring hope where it's needed. Support causes that matter. Change lives. Change communities. Change the world. Visit lionsclubs.org to learn more.
Founded by Bob and Belle Cooper in 1975, Uttermost has been family-owned and operated for over 45 years. The name Uttermost comes from the Bible, Acts chapter 1, verse 8. This verse expresses our personal beliefs to share God's word to the uttermost part of the earth. Though rooted in our time-honored traditions, we prioritize expanding our collections each season with the most fashion-forward products in the industry. We take pride in our innovative product design, attention to detail, and first-class customer care, making us a respected resource for retailers and interior designers around the world. Join the Uttermost team. We are now hiring directly for a variety of positions. To learn more, visit our website at www.uttermost.com/jobs or give us a call at 540-483-5103.
Offering you the traditional historical Lynch, Connor Bowman, and Franklin County's most modern and newest facility on 220 North. We can assist you with pre-arranged funerals, and we house an on-site crematory. We can come to your home to make arrangements and pre-arrangements. We offer the release of one white dove, one memorial video, and video of the service if held in one of our chapels at no cost to you. Connor Bowman Funeral Home, Rocky Mount and 220 North.
Doyle Custom Embroidery is your family-owned, faith-based choice for custom embroidery, screen printing, and heat printing right here in Franklin County. If you want to improve your business's image, promote your event, or just create your own custom product, then Doyle Custom Embroidery is your choice. We can embroider anything that will hold a stitch. Check out our huge selection of quality products at dcestore.com. And remember, we'll keep you in stitches.
It's bow time. Hurry into Bojangles for 2 scratch-made sizzling sausage biscuits for just $4. One bite and you'll want breakfast for dinner. Good thing we serve savory sausage biscuits all day. But this 2-for-4 deal won't last forever. It's bow time.
We are Lions. We bring hope where it's needed. Support causes that matter. Change lives. Change communities. Change the world. Visit lionsclubs.org to learn more.
At Shentel, we understand our first responsibility is to provide you with fast, reliable internet at reasonable prices. That's why we're excited to offer Powerhouse from Shentel, new faster internet packages that are more affordable than ever. Powerhouse packages are designed to provide that peace of mind you want. Choose between 4 simple, hassle-free internet packages. When just a few people use your network regularly, 50.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine, Franklin County. We have another guest with us that just popped in, and so we're going to let him introduce himself and talk about some of things, exciting things that are coming up very soon.
Yes.
So we have
Andre Peary. Today I'm representing the American Legion's VFW right here in Franklin County.
Okay, so we got some exciting things coming up for the veterans. It's always good to help our veterans. I see the veterans out, they got their hats on. We saw a gentleman, he was 86 years old last Saturday, and he was on a walker, but I thanked him for his service and his sacrifice, and it just makes them beam. You know, it just brings, I mean, they gave up so much serving our country for us to be free, but it just, when you thank them for their service, they just get a smile on their face and just beam. So this is something good that you're doing. And so tell us about what's coming up.
Well, one of the things that it inspires this is we would like to see our veterans who have been out here for years and never received the benefits they deserve. So we have expert claims benefit, certified claims benefit specialists who can help them at this seminar get their benefits. Okay. We also have a national problem. We are losing 22 veterans every day to suicide.
Oh, wow.
And I don't think it's getting enough attention. And as I talk to my veteran friends, everybody feels the same way. We've got to take some action. So we have at this seminar on Saturday, August the 9th, at Post 6 building, what we have is we have a psychologist, a specialist who treats veterans to come and talk about veteran suicide. Now, I know a lot of people that have this problem may not show up, but we as citizens need to open our eyes and become more aware. If they see a situation like this, they need to try to help that veteran by notifying us, notifying somebody, so we could get them some help, like the person who's coming to talk.
Okay. And this is going to be on Saturday, August the 9th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the, it's at 136 Tanyard Road. You know, as you're coming down Tanyard, heading towards the Armory. It's right there on your right. It's a really nice building. I've been there to lunch.
It's American Legion Post's building, as people know it in there.
And then we're going to feed them too, right?
Absolutely. We're going to have a nice lunch during the day for them. We're looking at possibly some barbecue or chicken lunch.
Sounds like a plan.
And another thing we're going to do, because you were telling me about Bill wearing his hat and all that stuff, we have left. I just went and picked up some more of those Vietnam memorial pins, the 75th anniversary pins. So I just picked some of those up, and we're going to award those to veterans that come and would like to receive one. If you have served from 1955 to 1975, you were serving during the Vietnam era, you can have one of these pins.
Okay. Well, I know Bill has his on his hat, and the other gentleman that I'd gotten them for in our Lions Club, they proudly wear those pins, and it's a beautiful pin. If I were a veteran, I would want one. I would wear it proudly, too. So, well, let's get back to what we're going on here for the veterans. Now, at 10:15 a.m., Mrs. Barton, a certified claims facilitator, is how to submit a successful claim and how to upgrade your existing claim successfully. Now, if you come, you need to bring your medical records.
Yes.
Yes, your DD-214 for help with a claim. You need to bring that. And let's see, is there anything else? That's the only thing they have to bring?
Well, on the medical records, this same lady just helped me. I just went from 10 to 40%. Big difference, huge difference. Look it up yourself, huge difference. So she is very good, but she needs data.
Right.
That's the very important thing. So whatever you have from health record standpoint, the DD-250 gives you the qualification and has some information on it, but we need those medical records to substantiate the claim.
Well, this is a wonderful thing that she's going to be here, and you don't have to go all the way to the VA and go through any red tape. She will be here to help you. So it's so important. Bring your medical records and your DD-214. And this is wonderful that she's going to be here right here in front.
She's going to have a couple of friends with her, too.
Okay. Well, there'll be people to help you. This is wonderful. And then also they will be talking about suicide. You know, that's hard to believe. So many, every day.
It blows your mind.
It does. But think what some of these men have been through. Like my girlfriend's husband passed away and he had Parkinson's and he had been in the Agent Orange over there and that had caused his Parkinson's. And so because he was in that Agent Orange, the veterans paid for his funeral.
That's right. And you were at the very service in Memorial Day where one of our veterans who worked in submarines talked about his experience. I have flown in airplanes a lot too, so I know about being in small areas, and my missions were 18 hours. So 10 hours we flew on orbit. So it took all that time to get there and to get back, but then we spent 10 hours on the mission. You're in a very small space. But when he talked about his space, it wasn't that bad. I got to go home at least.
And take a shower.
And be able, get in a bed or something like that. But sleeping in a bunk that when you get out, the other guy gets in.
Well, I toured the USS North Carolina many years ago. We were on a church trip, and we took our kids to see it down in Wilmington. And the bunks it's a bunk, and they were on chains. Yes. And I think it was like 3 of them, 1, 2, 3. And like this gentleman said, and that was so interesting. That was a wonderful speech that he made. I was there. And, you know, when one guy gets up and goes on duty, another guy comes and gets in that same bed. You don't have any clean sheets. And I did not know they had no way of taking a shower. Can you imagine being out on a mission for like probably 2 months and they don't come up? They're under there and no way to take a shower?
No, you're taking sponge baths.
Okay.
That type of thing.
Okay.
But what he basically said, and I would love for veterans to adopt this, please. I have. When I'm talking to veterans now, I was just talking to guys last night after our reunion picnic. And I said, guys, this guy was talking about, he was from the Navy. He said he loves what you just said about what people say when they say, thank you for your service. But he said, I'd like to tell you that it would make me feel even a little better if they would say, thank you for your sacrifice.
Well, I've started doing that.
Me too.
And then Bill will say to, the veterans, he says, and I say it right back to him because he's got his Air Force hat on. And it just makes them beam. And I'm like, what little I can do to say that, to make them feel so good, I'll certainly do it in a heartbeat.
Well, see, here's where as a country, we've got to get real. Not only do it because of what you can have, the joy you can give somebody else. That's part of it. We want you to have some joy too. So take the time to appreciate what you have. We have so much
yes, we do.
Here in this country. I sometimes wonder, how is it that if we're the wealthiest of all the countries in the world, why do we have any poverty? I don't think that, somehow that doesn't make sense.
Do you know what gets me, Andre? I see help wanted signs all over the place. Help wanted, help wanted. And then you've got people sitting out begging. I got a peg leg and I still work. I do this job, I sell advertising, I do this, I do that. And these people are much younger than me. And if I can do it, they can do it. You got to have the will to do it. But I'm not even going there.
Yeah. Well, there aren't a whole lot of people like you, for sure.
That's exactly right.
You're kind of different. But see, what happens with veterans, we were also talking about PTSD.
Yes.
The reason why we have 22 a day, it used to be 18. I've brought this up on this show before. It used to be 18 a day. The rise tells me something has gone wrong in our environment, that it has increased. And these guys are the real PTSD people. In other words, here's what a typical veteran that has PTSD, they can't sleep very well. They wake up at night. I have friends who wake up at night and they find themselves kind of pushing and shoving on their wives.
Wow.
Because they're in battle. they're in a whole new mental state of mind. To be put in the position that are, and I give great honor to Army guys who are out there in the field.
Yes.
Because you will never forget what they will never forget what they experienced when they were out there, when they saw people dying, or when they were responsible for the death. Not many, I've never killed anybody. And it wouldn't settle well with me if
I had a friend that at 19, he was in Vietnam. He went in the Navy, but then he was a medic, and so they call him something different, like with the Marines. I always got that confused.
Well, it's the same thing.
But anyway, he took 4 bullets across here, and they had to do plastic surgery on the side of his face. He lost this eye, and from the age of 19, and then I think John was probably in his 70s when he finally passed away. But he had he only had one eye for all those years. He gave up that for fighting for his country. Well, I don't know if he was out helping people. He was a medic, but he took those 4 bullets. And he was also telling me there was a young lady that he was kind of sweet on, and he saw her get blown up on the way to the helicopter. She was bringing supplies or something. And I mean, I can't imagine. I can't imagine what these men went through. I mean, here I am sitting safe and comfy in the United States of America, but these men have, and women, and canines, I guess, too, have fought for us, and we do not appreciate them enough.
Not enough. And we know now that we have EMTs. They have a mild form of this type of thing too, because think about their job is to go in those type of situations right here, at home. Police, right here at home. Where when we have these disasters, people don't realize the experience of having a true tornado. It stays with you. It creates a form of PTSD and fear in people that takes a long time for people to overcome.
Well, it's like the flooding that we had on that camp,
Yes.
and the bodies that were lost, or maybe finding them under rubble days later. It's very traumatic, even like you say, right here on our home front.
And the thing that makes the military different is because this is what you have to do, not because you want to. See, here we get a national flood or something like that. It happens. You don't really have any control when the tornado comes. But see, in war, it's with intention. You're going in knowing. You've had some of my friends on here, and one of them particularly told me he was in a meeting with the general, and the general says, well, we're going into battle, and we're going to lose 10%. We are expecting to lose 10% of you. So can you imagine even just sitting there and your superiors telling you, I can look around and 10% of us won't be here after this battle. That can create some PTSD by itself.
That's exactly right.
Psychologically, see, and it really is. It's a psychological thing, but it comes from physical experience that creates trauma, serious. So we would like to address this. So we've talked about the problem. Solutions are really what we've got to get to in this country. We got to get real with solutions. And this effort to explain it, to help our citizens become more aware of it, help. And if some of the veterans come here, we got help for you. We have help. Please come. We have help for you to try to deal with this thing.
Now, do they need to register before?
Please register, because I just need to know the numbers. I need to know how many lunches. Otherwise, it would be okay. But I want to make sure everybody has.
Bless the bread and the fish, if not. All right, so to register, this is hosted by the American Legion Post 111, VFW Post 10840, and the American Legion Post 6. So to register, they need to call you or Larry, is that right? Okay, this is Andre Perry, and I always tell you to sit down with a pencil and piece of paper when you're on Watch Rise and Shine, and I will be announcing this again this week. But his number is 540-521-0530. This is Andre's number. And then Larry Moore, he is the treasurer, 540-434-1414. 1596. I never get a phone number on the first try, so I'm going to say it again. 540-434-1596. And I'm going to have those numbers again. Okay. Well, even if you're watching the show and you know of a veteran, please tell them about this. If they have not seen this or have heard that this is going to happen, that is this coming Saturday.
Right.
And it's, of course, rain or shine because it's inside. And this will be for Veterans Benefits and Claims Health Seminar. If you do come, bring your medical records and your DD-214. So they, right there, they've got the information right in front of them so they can help you. But I do have a friend that has PTSD, and I'm going to tell him about this. He handles it very well.
Well, believe it or not, most veterans do. But we have a few, clearly, that fall through the cracks.
Well, I think the ones that handle it maybe have good family support.
Yeah.
Where maybe others do not. And I know for this fella, he can do all kinds of, he's built a pizza oven outside. He has built him a little camper trailer from the ground up. I mean, he keeps busy.
You can see that he's using his creative energy to move forward.
Yes.
PTSD in the serious mode of this is you got stuck and you didn't find the help you need to get unstuck and you fall backwards to what difference does it make? I don't really care. I don't want to be here anymore.
You know, I have never had that thought go through my mind.
I know that's right. I have seen you go through your battles.
I have.
And you're a trooper.
Well, last Monday, I went through another battle. I had a little surgery. I wasn't here for a couple of days. We had a recipe on last Wednesday. June and I taped some recipes in my house, so I missed last Wednesday. And Monday, I had somebody fill in for me, but I had a little surgery, and I was up dancing yesterday at the Harvester, just waving my arms. And I'm like, oh, I hope I haven't done anything. We'll find out on Wednesday.
You know, we ought to say something about June, you know, continuing to help this station move forward. Because
absolutely.
We're getting ready to go through some changes. And we really appreciate that she's here, and we hope that we can continue to attract people like her to help this station move forward.
Well, we have back here in our production, if we don't have our people back in production, there she is back there. I keep bringing her cake and stuff, you know, so she'll want to keep coming.
Yeah, please.
She loves to come to my house when we do recipes because she gets to taste them.
Yeah.
But we do appreciate that we have June Hunt back there, and we have Brody Oaks, who's here on Fridays.
And all the years that Steve has supported this station, you know, it was a personal commitment to start it and keep it going. Lots of years.
It's been over 30. We
30
celebrated
years.
30 here, I think, about a year ago. Yeah. So it's been, I didn't know about it all those years, but after we moved over here, then I started watching cable 12, and we are back on TV, people. With the people that got your new updated boxes, and you couldn't pick us up for so long, we are back on cable 12. So I always go up there to see what we got playing when we don't have a show. We might have the rodeo, we might have some country music. You know, I say you never know what you're going to, you might have a recipe. You may see me on there cooking something. You never know. And I tell people they never know what they're going to get on cable 12. One of the first guests I ever had was from a school board, and she said, Joyce, do you know why people watch this show so much? I'm like, no, what? Because they never know what you're going to say. Well,
that's the truth.
That's true. But I found a joke the other day, and I will bring it one day when a guest doesn't show up.
You can't remember what it is?
Yes, I do, but it's long.
Oh, okay.
It's long.
Okay.
It's about a potato.
Okay. It must have a real dramatic
It is.
Yeah.
And I found, and going through old papers, I found this whole pack. I had a girlfriend that her son was in the Navy on a submarine. And they did have computers at this time.
Yeah.
So I would send him jokes. And this is one of the jokes that I found. I kept copies of the jokes I'd send him. And I was like, here's this whole pack. Now, this was back in 2003. And I found this pack of papers that had a joke I can tell on TV.
Right.
Some of my jokes I can't, but this one I can. So I'll bring it one day when I don't have anything else to do.
In fact, I was talking to my brother last night. He's Navy. And now he's a contractor working on computers and stuff, database computers on ships, not planes, but ships, and he was on a submarine. He says, I went into the area where I had to work on a computer. It was like getting in that closet.
Yeah.
He said that small, because everything is kind of small. So thank you for your sacrifice is a preferred. We appreciate thank you for your service.
I do both.
We thank you for your sacrifice is where we're working to go right now.
I can remember my daughter went in the Air Force right out of high school. She was, that was in 1998. She stayed for 13 years, and then she got out, and she is now a contractor for the Navy and down in Panama City. Her husband also was a lifer. He spent 20 years in the Air Force, and now he also is a contractor with the Air Force.
Air Force.
He's in the Air Force, and she's with Navy. So she didn't lose her benefits. So, but I can remember he was stationed, I think it was Korea for a year, and these little fellows were little, and when I could shed a tear over this, there they were with their sons. Welcome home, Daddy. Just little
Those
fellas.
are dramatic moments, special moments.
Yep. I said, what was it I used to say? It doesn't matter. Anyway, this is going to happen. It's coming Saturday. Quit, Andre. I'll have to tell you this. We got the biggest laugh out of this. Stacy Talley from the Stepping Stone Mission was on here. We were talking about the concert they were going to have last night. They were going to have a dance floor. Well, we were out shopping one time for the Lions Club, and I went to get in her truck, and it's kind of high up in the air, and she was trying to help me get up there. Well, I hit my bag leg, the pin, and the leg came off. She said, well, Joyce, here's your leg. So on the show, I said to Stacy, I said, oh, this is going to be a dance floor. Joyce can get up and shake a leg. Well, I looked at her, and she looked at me, and we cracked up because we knew it had come off in her hands. But I did. I got up and shook a leg last night.
You have the most gracious attitude of all this stuff. I remember when you had your foot, and then you were telling me so calmly, you know, this thing is just giving me a lot of problems. I think I'm just going to have to take it off.
Well, Dr. Chandler said, Joyce, you have two choices. We can leave it on, you could die, but we have to strike while the iron's cold. While there's no infection there, we got to take it off. And, you know, I really didn't stop and think about it, Andre. I knew it had to be done. I knew I had a cast on my leg the better part of 4 years. From 2016 into 2021, I had a cast more than I didn't. But that was his theory to get this to heal because it was a Charcot joint, and the bone, it would let the bones in your foot fall down, and those bones wanted to come through the bottom of my foot. So he thought a total contact cast and putting donuts under the place where the bone wanted to come through. And sometimes it worked. And then I'd put on regular shoes and I'd wear them for a while, and then voila, here it comes again. So, you know, he said, Joyce, you know, and he put me in the hospital one time NPO, and the nurse just couldn't understand why I was in there. And that means nothing by mouth. Couldn't have anything to eat. And she couldn't understand why I was in there NPO. So I asked him when I had my next doctor's visit, why didn't you put me in there NPO? And he said, Joyce, I was going to do whatever it took to save your life. That meant that day I could have lost it then. But I thank Dr. Chandler for taking good care of me. He's now down in North Carolina, and we see him when we go down to Cherokee to play. And we always
had a beautiful attitude. We had just admire you for being able to go through all that stuff and your cancer, all that. Always positive.
Well, it's only by the grace of God.
There you go.
I give him all the credit. I wrote a note to a friend this morning. She had cancer in both breasts, and she was talking about keeping on. I'm like, oh, come on, it's not you, it's not me. It's all by the grace of God that he wants us to keep going. And I say sometimes me getting this job here, I encourage women to get those mammograms and get your colonoscopies. I did mine in April, and my mammogram for the one I have left is coming up in October. You cannot put this off, and I don't care how old you are. The doctor told on here, he told his patients after 74, you didn't need to get your mammogram.
Right.
I disagree. I was 75 when they diagnosed me with breast cancer, and I'm still here. I'm 76, so I live to celebrate those two birthdays. So don't listen to your doctor. Go get your mammogram. That's not going to kill you. If you don't get it, it might.
Well, that just goes that you never know what you're going to hear.
That's right. And we're off the subject for our veterans. Coming up Saturday, again, at 10:15 down at the
Post
American-
6, 136
on
10-yard
10 yard.
road.
But do call so you can get your name in the pot. Always get your name in the
We
pot
just
for
need
lunch.
the numbers,
Right.
and we got plenty of pins. I went and picked up plenty of pins.
Okay, so you'll have those for the veterans too that didn't get
Give
them
them
before.
the number again. So.
All right, so we got Andre Perry, he's the commander, 540-521-0530, and the treasurer is 540-434-1596. That's Larry Moore. Call and get your name in the pot so you will have whatever they're having to eat, they'll have enough. But we will have Mrs. Barton there. She is a certified claims facilitator. Also Amanda Jewell, who is deals in psychiatry, and to reduce the stigma of mental illness, addiction, and suicide in rural communities, understanding mental illness and pitfalls. What we can do about it.
She's located in Martinsville, so she knows something about rural communities.
Okay, and also we want to throw in here, I talked about this with Dr. Sears. He was on before you on September the 12th, before the football game. The veterans are going to be recognized before the game, and then they're going to have like a little snack football type meal for them, and that will be after they are recognized, but this is before the game. I was thinking it was going to be at halftime, but that is September 12th, so you might want to let them know.
And that's what we're talking about today, so I'll probably be back to talk about that before that event,
Okay.
encouraging veterans, and we'll do it with our communications with this event. But we want, I would love to see the veterans turn out in huge numbers
Well,
to help represent, because that's getting close. We're moving
It's
towards
only
Veterans Day.
About a month. It's about a month.
Yeah.
What's today? Today's the 4th. Yeah, we got a
Yeah,
little over
yeah,
a month. I'm excited for football season. I love to go and
Really?
cheer them on.
Okay.
I was telling Dr. Sears I have a little rah-rah pin with a football on it now. When I was in high school many, many years ago, I'm not going to tell you how many, but you can probably guess. I always wore that little pin when we had a football game, and we would win. So I got to dig out my rah-rah pin so I can wear it to the football game. I will
Bring some good luck to them.
I will make sure you see that rah-rah pin when we have the football game. Well, Andre, thank you so much for coming this morning. Come back again and remind us of things. I know you will.
Well, I just finished my class reunion. We do these every 2 years. I'm the president now, so I've been very
Lord.
busy. And then finished up my year as district governor in Lyons in the first of or end of June. So I've got a little bit more time. I'll be able to come out a little bit more.
Okay. Well, we're always welcome and always welcome to come. And we'll keep announcing this Wednesday
Please.
and Friday.
Yeah.
If in case somebody didn't see it or they didn't get the times, but it will be from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on August the 9th at the American Legion Building on 10 Yard Road. All right. Well, Andre, thank you so much for coming out.
Yep.
And we are excited, and I don't know if you know this, but we'll switch over to Lions here for a second. The Lions partnered with Walmart, and we bought like 2 buggies full of personal items for the kids at the high school. So we're going to present those on the 12th if you want to come.
Okay.
At 2 o'clock on the 12th of September.
Send me a text so I can get
I
it
will.
in my calendar.
I will. Hope we're going to have some media there so the Rocky Mountain Lions Club can get some. And we all have Lions Club shirts now. We all have name tags.
Yes.
We
You
have
got a good PR guy, see.
Well, we got a good new first vice president that's got lots of ideas.
Yeah.
And so we are glad to have Daniel.
We would like to have a few more, you might say, excited and people who were interested in serving their community to join that club.
Well, we are having the Senior Expo in September. That's where I got 2 of real active members from. And I have another lady, I've got to contact her. She was interested in joining. But that's where we found these 2 people. So we will be there again, set up for the Rocky Mountain Lions Club. And it's like Daniel says, we do things in the community, but we never get any recognition. So,
Well, I'm not blaming the community so much, but I can tell you from what I saw as district governor, we as Lions have to do a better job of telling our stories. Not all so much doing PR and all that. It's telling our story that really makes a difference. What you were just saying right there, that's one of our stories. We love to help children. And these backpack things, they're all good stuff.
Well, then what the Lions Smith Mountain Lake goes around to the schools and checks the eyesight. Now we have the hearing machines that can go for preschool and the daycares. They can be contacted to check their hearing. And I know by my daughter, she was in kindergarten and she couldn't hear. And when she had tubes put in her ears, the doctor said she had so much thick stuff in her ear, the sounds wasn't getting through to her eardrum. And so she could not hear. And it was amazing what those little tubes did to get that, whatever was in there. He was like Jell-O out of her ears.
You know, I'm glad you brought that up because that is something that Lions is doing that's totally different from around even the United States. We are doing preschool 2 to 5 right now, hearing screenings for young children to try to catch those as early as we possibly can so we can get them some help.
Now this machine, I think I have seen it, and you know how when you have a hearing test, they'll say, can you hear this? Bing, 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 hear that? Doesn't do that. It tests the ears, and that machine tells you if that child can hear. So you don't have to ask for a verbal.
It's called an OAE machine. It is the same equipment that they use at the hospitals to test newborn children.
Okay.
And we have the newest models.
Okay. Well, so if you have a daycare or...
Yes, daycares will eventually start having some community events where we just invite kids that are like homeschool and other things to just come out to the mall or some store or whatever and get the test. We're doing it in Roanoke at the new Melrose Plaza, which just opened up, fully opened up just this past weekend. But we're going to, on the 11th, we're going to have an open hearing screening at the plaza. So we'll be doing something like that up here eventually, because we have to schedule that. Right now, it's tight scheduling because we're having to work it in. We have to use certified people who have taken the course.
You have to be trained. Yeah. Okay. Well, we have covered...
We've covered a whole bunch of,
Yeah, man. We've just covered all kinds of things this morning, Will, between you and I.
Who knows what we might say?
And that's the truth. Oh, that's true. Oh. Oh, well, Andre, thank you so much. I know Andre lives in Salem. He's got another meeting to go to here shortly, so I'm going to let you go. And I got a few more announcements. We've got an autumn. Well, let me just do this while you're sitting here.
Yeah, do that.
We have the 11th annual Autumn Fest fundraiser coming up, and this benefits the Stepping Stone Mission. This is going to take place on September 27th. Well, yes, that is a ways away, but they need vendors. If you have something that you make and that you sell, you pay $50. You get a 10 by 10 space. And you can go, all you have to pay to them is the $50 for the table, and whatever you sell and make money, it's yours. Rocky Mountain Lions Club is going to be there selling Chances on Our Fall Basket, which is going to be geared towards men this time, tools and car care things.
Okay.
Yeah, this is something, and men have been asking for this. We're also going to be selling some Malabar pepper, and that has done well when we've done that before. And we're also going to have one of those jars of pickles. And we're going to have some samples. And with somebody, you don't have to be there to win that.
Yeah.
But hey, people love those pickles.
They do.
Just made 16 quarts. People love the
pepper is excellent.
Yeah. So anyway, I have to get a little more of that. I've got part of it. But that's September the 27th from 10 to 3 p.m. at the Franklin County High School parking lot in front of the stadium. But they want you, if you are a vendor, to contact them, and you can email MARIEKAN31, again, no spaces, MARIEKAN31 @gmail.com, or stop by Stepping Stone Mission there on North Main Street, and you can talk to Stacey Talley there and get registered for this Autumn Fest. All right, we still got some concerts coming up down at the Coves, and on August the 13th, Devon Allman's Blues Summit is going to be, I think that is a Wednesday, and that's coming up down at the Coves, down Route 40 East. All right, we also have bingo coming up at the Essex Center. I was flipping through here. That's volleyball. Well, I'll tell you about that on Wednesday because it's not till Friday. Okay. Movies on the Move. Friday, August the 8th at Summit View at 7:15 p.m. for outdoor games and kids' activities, followed by the showing of Sonic 3. Dress accordingly. It might be cool Friday night. and bring a chair, blanket, and light source. Then Concert by Canoe on August the 8th. Then 13th through the 16th is the Franklin County Agricultural Fair. I'll have more on that for you on Wednesday, and that's coming up not this weekend, but the next weekend. And they're going to have a bull, one of those mechanical bulls on.
Okay, yeah.
Well, Kevin was on here, and he was saying Thursday night is senior night. It is free to get in. So Bill and I may have to make a little trip. I have a cowboy hat. We might have to make a trip, and George may need to try that.
Oh,
I think that's on my bucket list. Might kill me, but anyway. Then,
well, watch the leg.
Pardon?
Watch the leg.
Doug's going to go for a bull ride. Then family night bingo Friday, August 15th. But we got a few time to talk about that. So we have lots going on in Franklin County. Also, I can tell you about that later too. We got time. All right, we're out of time this morning. Thank you, Andre, for coming. I know you got a meeting coming up, and we need to wrap it up here. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We're talking to Dr. Sears about exciting school starting on the 21st, business day on the 19th, and freshman orientation on the 18th. So I'll have times for that for you before that time. Thanks for joining us this morning. We'll see you again on Wednesday. And Dr. Church is going to be here talking about some wine.
Really?
Yes.
Dr. Church is?
Yes. He's a wine, he has a special name. Well, yeah, he might be a connoisseur, but it's another name. I'll tell you after he's here Wednesday. He's a very expert on wine.
Okay.
I have learned, and I tell people if we're out and somebody's having a beer, you got to put that in a frosted glass, and you always cheer. And cheers to you all this morning, and we'll see you again on Wednesday.